Alright, welcome to another Block Party exclusive. This is how to spot a counterfeit PS4 controller version 2. We already did this once, and we did one take. That's what we do. We just do one take straight through. So this is the second time around. We're going to show you guys really quick. I'm going to show you guys really quickly how to spot it, and then if you want to keep watching, you can see other aspects that actually reveal a counterfeit controller. What happened to me was I was shopping on eBay looking for controllers, bought this titanium blue controller here. This guy sent it to me in a very nice box, and it looked like it was packaged very nicely. It had a UPC barcode on the bottom, so I was thinking, okay, this is legit. I don't have to worry about getting sent a fake controller. Well, I could not be more wrong. And here's why. Here's the first thing that set me off on this. Now, if you're buying a PlayStation 4 controller and you're getting a box with your controller, you want to make sure that your controller has a UPC barcode on the bottom. And what that does is that identifies your controller, right? So on the new versions of the controllers, it actually says the color right underneath here. So what I did was, the first thing I did was when I got this controller in, was I scanned this UPC barcode. So I was like, okay, cool, as long as this matches. And what happened was a black controller came up. So already that was like kind of like my first like hint, okay, something's off, because I bought this blue controller and it's being sent in a black controller box. So really the fastest way to tell if you have a fake controller, any type of device really, if it's a Bluetooth device, the fastest way to determine if your device is real or if it's counterfeit is to check on the packaging itself. So on this device here, there should be what's called an FCC ID, and that controls communication when it comes to Bluetooth, wireless, Wi-Fi, all those different standards. There will be an FCC ID on your device. Now, if you ask me, well, I don't have an FCC code on your phone. You actually do. You can go into your phone, and this is an Apple phone, so iPhone here. So if you go into the general, and then you go into legal and regulatory, right there, there's your FCC ID, right? Because you have Bluetooth on your phone, it's a phone, so it uses radio signals to communicate. So there's that. So your Bluetooth controller, the quick and dirty is, it will need to have an FCC ID. In this controller, there's no FCC. This is the fake controller here. I'll show you on the controller I bought. You can see it right there. It says FCC. It's an F with a C with another C embedded inside of it, and that's the FCC ID. Now, here's a version 1 controller, and it's on the left side of it. So here it is right here. So that is the quick and dirty on how to tell if you have a counterfeit controller, really a counterfeit device for anything, because your device should have an FCC ID, and if it's counterfeit, it's probably not going to say that. Now, other ways you can tell that this is not a real controller, some of them are visual. So on this controller here, you see how the shell casing here, there's a little bit of a separation there between it. So on the real controller, you're going to have everything's going to fit together very, very nicely. One of the other things I looked at was the port here. This charging port, would also tip me off, didn't work. So when I went to charge the controller on one of my chargers, this wasn't charging it. Also, if you look at it, it's kind of embedded into the plastic versus this one, which is kind of like nice. It's got a nice flush fit, so it fits really nicely. One of the other ways I looked at these controllers was on the fake controller, these actual buttons, you can feel the difference. Okay, these have like a raised ridge on the actual, so it comes up to like a point right here, right? There's an edge to it, versus on the PlayStation controller, it's kind of soft, it's rounded. It's rounded right here on the edge. So that's another way. You'll as you're playing, if you have a real one on hand, and you mistakenly buy a counterfeit one, or maybe you want a counterfeit one because they're a lot cheaper, when you're playing it, you'll know the clicking of the button. It's just more plasticky, right? Also, the feel of it when this thing vibrates, it just feels very artificial when it vibrates. It's not very haptic. This one I can't show the vibration, but when you feel the vibration, it just feels natural. It doesn't have like a fake and flimsy feel to it. So other ways you could tell that these are different are other than the fit and these thumb pads here is the actual buttons themselves. So these buttons here, they're a little bit more depressed when it comes in that with versus these. Now this is kind of hard to see, but these buttons are much higher. I don't know if you can see the triangle button here. Maybe that's a better way to look at it. Yeah, you can see that they have a higher, they sit higher. So overall, I hope this is helpful. These are all different ways that you can tell a counterfeit controller. The number one being the FCC ID, because this is a Bluetooth controller, so this will have that on the actual controller itself. One other thing I want to show you is the weight of the controller. So, and I don't think when you're buying a controller, you're going to have a handy dandy scale, especially if you're buying like on Craigslist or something like that. But I can show you really quick. And we're going to move this over into grams. There we go, grams. So here's a blue controller. Put this on for grams, and this comes out at 194 grams. So we're going to use the real controller, and they're going to be right around 220, 218, 220. And here, just to show you, I've got the version 1, 218. So you've got about almost a 20 gram differential, 24 gram differential when it comes to the weight of the actual controller. So hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you like this content, go ahead and subscribe. We're probably going to do more counterfeit videos on here to discern between real and fake items, especially since we sell them on our eBay store. And if you like what you see, go and check out our eBay store. We've got all this stuff on there. Thanks. Bye.